my Jamaica Mountain Peak Golden Turmeric Latte is
12 p.m.
It's Tuesday, May 7, 2024. Welcome to CVM News at Noon. I'm Nika Lewis. We begin with a developing story. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says bomb threats at several high schools in the corporate area today are believed to be hoaxes. Some schools, to include Kingston College, were this morning forced to administer CXC examinations at alternative locations due to the threat. Police say they're actively collaborating with the Ministry of Education to address these situations, and a protocol has been put in place for handling them. The police are reminding that there is no need for panic, and they're urging people to report any threat as soon as possible. We will, of course, continue tracking this story. The popular RayRay Market in downtown Kingston has again been destroyed by fire. Firefighters were called to the scene at approximately 1:30 this morning. 4 units responded from both Kingston and St. Catherine. Superintendent in charge of the Kingston and St. Andrew operations of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Joshua Gordon, spoke with CVM News following the incident.
We have been fighting the fire from then up until this minute, when you would have realized that all is completely extinguished. However, when you look, all you can see now is just zinc and the burnt ash from the stalls. Now there were some stalls, some containers to the southwestern end. They have been damaged, and the contents also, which we heard that some people say they were stopped just yesterday. We cannot tell what is the cause of this fire. However, our investigators are on scene. They are going to be doing their investigations. So in an hour or two, we might be able to say something more. But for now, there is nothing we can tell you as it relates to the cause of this fire.
Now, in addressing a celebration aimed at Child Month awareness, Commanding Officer for the Kingston Central Division, Senior Superintendent of Police Beresford Williams, has announced relative calm in the space. He was speaking at the KSAMC's Child Month ceremony on Sunday, where he revealed that although there have been 11 deaths in the division since the start of the year, none involved children, for which the police are grateful.
We know we have sporadic incidents that has caused some problems throughout the year so far, but generally the areas of main concerns are quiet. Happily for us, though, in the 11 lives that has been lost and the persons that have been shot, we have not had any children in that, and for that we are grateful. And not all are gang violence, just about 7 of those 11.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, Lieutenant Colonel Oscar Darby, says he's satisfied that the right protocol was followed in handling the now controversial German passenger plane that landed in Jamaica last Thursday. Initial media reports had indicated that the travelers entered Jamaican airspace illegally. However, a government statement on Monday evening sought to dispel those notions. Now, the Aviation Authority boss says the plane received the relevant landing permits.
We are satisfied, and this is why permission was given, and the Civil Aviation Authority sent the approval of the permit to the carrier, and they flew the passengers into Jamaica.
The plane from Dubai was allowed to land on humanitarian grounds after it was discovered 2 passengers were not on the manifest.
Well, Colonel, I left you at the point where you said that given the length of time it took to fly from the destination to Jamaica, it was perhaps even inhumane and certainly a breach of aviation regulations to ask the plane to turn right back around.
Passengers who are in a situation like that, as well as the crew, it has to be done in a safe manner. So it was decided to have the passengers accommodated in the hotel along with all the other nationals who landed without an issue, as well as the crew. Special security measures had to be taken to ensure that the 2 passengers who were not on the manifest were accounted for at all times, and all went smoothly during the time of their stay here.
We'll have the latest on that story in our news at 7. The youth arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, Young Jamaica, says it's concerned about the quality of oversight being provided by the opposition People's National Party. In a release, its president, Rohan Walsh, chastised spokesperson on Foreign Affairs and Regional Matters, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, for her comments regarding the flight from India, which landed in Jamaica last week, Thursday. Dr. Brown-Burke on Monday demanded answers from stakeholders about why the passengers were able to leave the airport despite security risks. Now, Walsh says her comments demonstrate the willingness of the opposition to discard prudence and fact-finding in favor of political gamesmanship.
Though we are disappointed, we are not surprised by the comments made by the opposition spokesperson for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke. The PNP, under the leadership of Mark Golding, has deteriorated the political climate, and the Jamaican people deserve a responsible opposition that genuinely cares and understands its role beyond narrow political interest. And that is why we call upon all well-thinking Jamaicans to see the People's National Party for what they are, a power-hungry, single-minded, and not able nor willing to do the work that the people of Jamaica have assigned to them.
We're up on a break. CVM News at Noon continues right after.
Get ready! The best ever international meet to be staged in Jamaica. The inaugural Jamaica Athletics Invitational, a World Continental Tour Silver with a star-studded cast of international and local stars. Saturday, May 11, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the National Stadium. Featuring the Olympic champion Hansel Parchment, former world champion Fred Curley, British record holder Zarnell Hughes, rising triple jump sensation Jaden Hibbert, Kyron McMaster, and Kristen Coleman, two-time world champion Danielle Williams, former world champion Dina Asher-Smith, world record holder Toby Amusa, world championship medalist Shanika Ricketts, Marie-Jose Talou, St. Lucian Hot Shot, Julian Alfred, Nia Ali, Rochelle Clayton, Kemba Nelson, plus a surprise entertainment package never seen before in Jamaica.
SuperMed Family of Pharmacies, your trusted partner in health and wellness for over 30 years, with 8 convenient pharmacies across Eastern Jamaica. SuperMed Mall Pharmacy, SuperMed New Kingston, SuperMed Pepin, SuperMed Port Antonio Pharmacies 1 and 2, Claire's St. Mary, Lloyd's St. Thomas, and a convenient drive-through at our Hughenden location where you can get your medication without leaving your car. We're dedicated to providing you with the highest level of care. Experience the difference with SuperMed Family of Pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy.
And you go down and have a good day. Blessing. SuperMed.
Mindset Conference 2024, the Gospel Edition, Monday to Wednesday, May 20 to 22, at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel with Pastor John Gray, Pastor Travis Green, Dr. Jackie Green, Todd Galbert, Phil Thomas, Minister Marion Hall, Kevin Downswell, Sharon Gardner, Rhoda Isabella, Pastor Junior Tucker, Bishop Everton Thomas, and many more. Join us for dinner, workshop, panel discussions, praise and worship, undiluted word, and concerts every night. Mindset Conference. For more info, mindsetconference.org. Get your tickets now.
Welcome back. It's now time for our discussion segment. As Jamaica celebrates significant reductions in serious crimes, pressure mounts on the government to take further action in fortifying the nation's security. Data from 2023 highlights a remarkable 10.7% decline in serious crimes, marking the lowest rate in over 2 decades. The downward trend persisted, with major crimes witnessing a substantial 19% reduction, and that's from 2019 to 2023, coupled with an additional 11% decline year to date. Particularly encouraging is the drop in murders by 14% and incidents of rape. But despite these strides, public apprehension regarding crime remains prevalent, with findings from a recent Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, or that's the JCC Don Anderson Consumer Survey, revealing that 60% of respondents anticipate a worsening of crime conditions over the next 12 months. Joining us to discuss this and more is former Commissioner of Police, Owen Ellington. Welcome, Mr. Ellington.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
So, Mr. Ellington, despite the encouraging statistics and findings from the Don Anderson poll and the JCC's consumer survey suggesting there's prevailing public apprehension regarding crime, what could really be fueling this skepticism despite this downward trend?
Well, for one, the crime rate is still very high, abnormally high. We're still amongst the most violent countries in the region and in the world. So even with the downward trend that we're seeing, it has to get way below where we are now to tolerable levels, maybe falling within the global average, which is around 6 murders per 100,000 of the population, for citizens to begin to appreciate that there is sustainability. Also, we have to bear in mind that there's what some would call overexposure to violence in media, that is traditional media, social media. Those incidents are reported and over-reported and at times escalated by individuals. So the combination of those two factors will drive the perception of fear of crime way out of proportion with the real numbers. And the numbers, though high, are trending down.
Well, what therefore do you think the government of the day should be doing to prioritize and address these concerns if we're going to sustain a positive momentum in crime reduction?
Well, I think the government needs to support any meaningful strategy put forward by the security forces to deal effectively with the main drivers of crime and violence. And those are well known. Those are the criminal gang activities, the crimes for profit, the drug trafficking, gun running, extortion, lottery scamming, all of those kinds of activities. To the extent that the security forces, the police in particular, are gathering the intelligence, going after those individuals and arresting them with evidence, it would be very helpful if the matters were tried quickly in our courts. And if when people are found guilty of those crimes, they are given lengthy sentences to serve a number of purposes, to send a clear message to the rest of the population that these kinds of behavior will not be tolerated, to deter the criminals and potential offenders, to remove such individuals from the society, because many of them are dangerous killers. And hopefully, to express the country's disgust with the kind of criminal activities that they are engaged in, which is actually ruining our reputation here and abroad.
Well, I'm very excited to ask this one. How do you assess the effectiveness of the government's current crime-fighting strategies, and what other recommendations would you make, aside from those you just gave, to bolster the country's security apparatus?
I am not sure I heard the first part of your question.
Assessing the current government's strategy towards crime fighting.
Okay, it's encouraging because I've never seen such significant and comprehensive program of investment in the national security architecture in my lifetime. If you look at what is happening with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the infusion of capital for upgrading, modernizing, integration of more modern technology in their business processes, and what is being done in terms of the physical environment, the massive infrastructure upgrade, the build-out of CCTV systems under the Jamaica High program, and the joined-up approach across several ministries of government around, crime fighting, public safety, public security. All of those are very encouraging signs, and if the momentum is maintained, then we should continue to see reduction in the rates of criminality, rates of violence and obviously improvement in public safety and public confidence.
All right, well, we'll be coming right back to more on this discussion, but we are on a quick break. More to come.
Truth is, you can live life to the fullest with HIV. This time signal is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The time is
12:15.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. It's our discussion segment. We have joining us former Police Commissioner Owen Ellington. We're talking about crime fighting and so much more. But Mr. Ellington, beyond law enforcement efforts that we would have spoken about ad nauseum before the break, what role do you believe community engagement and social programs play in reducing crime? And how can they better be integrated in the overall strategy?
Well, it's community engagement is central to the mainstreaming of community-based policing, which the JCF has been doing for many years now. It involves, more regular engagement, building of positive working relationship with members of the public, engaging the public in the kind of conversations that can help police to make early identification of problems which could manifest themselves in crime and disorder, and working with influential members of the community in resolving those problems. So that's crucial. On the social intervention side, I think the effort could best be targeted in areas where criminals and criminality have weakened community structures. The effort, I think, should be put in rebuilding those structures, enabling functional engagement with the state, isolating and displacing the criminal elements, and just making communities generally more resilient to crime and disorder, and therefore more confident for the citizens. So I see a place for both kinds of activities, and I am very confident that they are being pursued.
All right. Well, do you think there are any political challenges that the government might face in implementing, for example, enhanced crime-fighting measures, especially in light of public expectations and perceptions?
Well, the challenges we know, there will be individuals or groupings that are in disagreement with the policy prescriptions, but I think by and large the country expects the government to act in our best interest. I think the country is prepared to accommodate any initiative that the government, engages in to enhance public safety, public security, and to reduce the higher levels of criminality. There is obviously concerns about potential infringement on citizen rights, but I don't see that we are heading in that direction, and I think as well that the government has been responsive to public concerns when those concerns are raised about the rights of citizens. So I don't believe that the criticisms or the concerns, whenever they are expressed, amount to such severe challenges as to push back against any legitimate effort of the government. I think they should press on, get the job done, get the country safe and confident, and enable Jamaicans to live a better quality of life.
Right. Well, on a personal note, Mr. Former Commissioner, do you feel safe in Jamaica?
Hello?
On a personal note,
yeah.
Do you, as a former police commissioner,
yeah.
Do you feel safe in Jamaica?
Of course, absolutely, yeah.
All right. And what can we say that the former commissioner is up to these days?
Well, I'm taking your call. I'm being, engaging in a number of